Yes, my name is James. The last name is James, but I'm called Jimmy. The nickname, everyone knows me as Jimmy James. My first name is Bertram. But I signed up in the RAF before the war from Canada. I'm not a Canadian, but I was working there for a short service commission. Trained as a pilot and I was in the RAF, you see.
Yeah. What did you fly? What did you fly in?
When I was shot down, I was flying a Wellington.
A Wellington, okay.
Yeah.
And you had to bail out on one mission, and that's how you ended up in a camp, was it?
Yes, we had to bail out. A strange thing happened. I was second pilot, but I really just joined the squadron. My first pilot was squadron leader George Peacock, very good pilot. But he said when he left, usually the wing commander was in the tower saying goodbye to the boys. And they would say, well, cheerio, see you for mission day. George said, he didn't say anything. Then he said goodbye.
Yeah.
And the wing commander said, come off it, George, we don't say that. And an hour later he was dead.
Right.
We were caught in a searchlight cone above the, just across the Dutch coast at about 10,000 feet.
Yes.
And the port engine caught fire. There was four flak batteries firing at us. Shrapnel going through the aircraft. Nobody was hit miraculously. George gave orders to bail out. We all bailed out. The navigator, I think, chute caught fire, because we opened it too early. And George didn't have time to get out. The aircraft blew out and he went down with it. And that was it. And that's how I became a prisoner.
So these 12 escape attempts, were they from the same camp or were you at different camps during that period?
Oh no, I was in different camps.
Yeah.
I started off in a camp on the Baltic. I suppose I made quite a few there. I dug a lot of tunnels. Then I was transferred to Sargon, 1943, up to Poland and back to the North Compound where I worked on the Great Escape Tunnel.
Right, okay, yeah. And did you, with the Great Escape, did you escape the camp and then were captured later, or were you captured in attempting to escape on that
No, I got out of the camp. I was number 35 out of the tunnel, and but I traveled in a group of 12 with papers as workers from a local wood mill factory, and we traveled down to about 100 miles down to the Czech border. We all had papers as different sort of workers in Germany. We split up, and my companion and I toiled over the Riesengebirge, that translated the giant mountains, for the whole day. And then we decided we'd go into Harrisburg, and we got off at the country station just before, and trying to get a train near the border. And we were caught at the ticket office.
Oh, right, okay, caught at the ticket office, okay. And when you were digging the tunnel, how often did you have any problems with the tunnel collapsing at any stage, or how difficult was it to dig the tunnel?
I did a lot of tunneling, but in other camps, but I wasn't on the actual tunneling side. But I can tell you how briefly how difficult it was, because I previously dug in the East Camp. I'd been running a tunnel and I'd been buried. And you had to be very careful to create an arch shape. But briefly, you had to, thing had to be shored. And the 3 tunnels that was a bushland village, which were Tom, Dick and Harry, were the only tunnel to be dug. They were to be 30 feet in depth, 365 feet in length, and for that sort of construction, you had to have boards or something to shore the tunnels with, because you had been buried alive. So the boards were got from bed boards that we slept on. If you got too many of those, you got damned uncomfortable sleeping. And then, or second go on the hut. So that was the first thing, a very well shored tunnel. And there were all kinds of other things. We had electric light down there, courtesy of the Third Reich. Air pumps, three chambers, one for the air pump, one for workshop, and the one for the store bag underneath. And that was briefly how the tunnel was constructed.
How many of your fellow escapees were also RAF?
What?
How many of your fellow escapees were also RAF? So you were not the only RAF person to escape.
No.
Tom, Dick and Harry. How many other... Were there a lot of RAF personnel there, or were they all RAF personnel who were escaping?
They were all air crew. Let's put it that way. RAF, Royal Canadian Air Force, Australian Air Force, New Zealand, the lot. Polish, Czech, Czech, and we were all officers because it was an officers' camp. The Germans kept the officers and NCOs apart.
That's great. Well, my last question: when did liberation come? How were you liberated?
Well, after the Great Escape, I was sent to a concentration camp. I escaped from there with Himmler's order execution that was commuted to prison, solitary confinement. Now taken out to a very concentration camp connected with lots of prominent and all VIPs in Germany. And we were finally liberated by the Americans.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.